The main character, named Gideon, is expelled from the guild. Allegedly, he has become a burden to everyone, since his skills are not improved. Not much upset, he goes far into the forest. After that, he decides to change his name to Red. The hero settles in a small village, trades in useful herbs, dreams of opening a pharmacy. After some time, he succeeds, thanks to the efforts of a local elf who specializes in construction. So Red has a personal pharmacy. But he did not manage to enjoy loneliness for a long time. A rather famous girl comes to the village, famous for her feats of arms. Rumors reach her that there is a pharmacy on the hill, and there is a pharmacist in it, whose potions work wonders. She suspects something is wrong, so she immediately goes there. But going inside, the girl sees not an elderly alchemist, but a young prince. And it turns out that they even know each other and went on a raid together for some time. The girl's name is Ruti and she asks Red to be his deputy. He tries to get away. They say, the pharmacy is not rubber, the salary will have to be received in the form of cough tinctures, and in general, he does not like blondes. But the girl insists on her own. It turns out that she has long been in love with a guy, so she will never leave him alone. Waking up, Ruti and Red discuss the day's business. After that, they go to Stacen's shop for a comfortable bed. After the purchase, they go to negotiate about permission to sell new drugs. Along the way, Red talks about the meaning of the gift, and the main characters stumble upon a showdown between children. Red intervenes and the bully leaves. Then, having gone for permission, the heroes are expelled from the office by a very angry person. But still, thanks to the popularity of Rita, they manage to get it. In the evening, at dinner, a decision is made to sell the medicine in the form of cookies. The next day, thanks to advertising, a lot of people appear in the pharmacy and the entire batch of medicine was sold. Meanwhile, constant quarrels take place in the Guild of Heroes. All because Gideon left their guild. Denon accuses Ares of kicking a strong hero out of their guild. He then decides to go looking for him. In the morning, Rit wants to drink mead, and she leaves to buy some. At this time, Albert will visit the pharmacy, who wants to invite Red to join him. But in the process of communication, the adventurer becomes very angry and almost kills Red. But Rit returned in time and in a couple of seconds was able to pacify Albert. Over dinner, the couple decides to purchase a bathroom. The next day, they go to the bath. There they learned that the number of visitors from the owner has been greatly reduced. So Red gives him a bag of incense. This helps to attract more guests. Meanwhile, the squad of heroes continues to fall apart. Everyone in the Guild of Heroes says that Red was very important to them. Without him it would not be possible to save the squad. The head of the adventurer party and other important people come to the pharmacy in the morning to talk to Rit. The girl tells them that she will not return to the adventurers, as she works with Red for the rest of her life. Meanwhile, a man from the Thieves Guild comes to Red. He offers the pharmacy owner an elven coin in exchange for breaking up with Rit. Red says that Rit is priceless to him, so he does not agree. After that, all these people leave. And Red gives Rit an amber bracelet as a sign that she is dear to him. Rit remembers how she used to meet Red, but didn't want to get between him and Ruti. But now she met him again and considers it a miracle. And in the Thieves Guild, the head appoints a person from the adventurer squad to return Rita to the Rogavia or to the guild, for which he will pay a lot of money. He then meets Rita and tries to convince her to come back, but gets hit by a girl. And in the Guild of Heroes, Ares comes to Ruti and lies looking into her eyes. She understands that he kicked her brother out of the guild and almost kills him. Red and Dr. Human come to the house of the doctor's neighbor, who is in a very serious condition. Red provides first aid with his potion. Later, it turns out that this is a drug that was produced by an unknown formative. After the main character returns to his pharmacy. There, a very hungry Rita is eagerly waiting for him. After breakfast, Red suggests going to the river for a rest. They get there on dragons. On the shore, having pitched a tent, they begin to splash in the water. After that, Red hugs and then kisses Red. Meanwhile, the Guild of Heroes is crossing the desert. Ruti talks about the power of the hero, thanks to her the girl does not need sleep, food, can endure any climate. And Rat and Rit have already returned to the pharmacy. A man covered in blood runs up to them. Red proceeds to first aid, and Rit runs outside to find out what happened. It was Albert and his men. They started killing civilians. Rit, taking up arms, began to fight them. She was able to put everyone on the ground except for Albert. She wouldn't let herself touch him, even though her gift urged him to. After the children come to dinner with Rit and Red. There one of them talks about his gift. Red gives him a couple of tips and tells him not to rush into a choice. The children leave, and Red remembers his childhood with Ruti, how he loved her, how he wanted to be with her. But suddenly the doctor knocks on the door of the pharmacy. The main character opens, and on the doctor's shoulder is a child covered in blood. The child comes to his senses. He says that a man with an axe broke into their house and attacked his parents. The child is screaming for help. Running home, the doctor and Red discover that Adamy's bully has stunned the entire family. Later, it turns out that Adamy has been missing since the day of the incident. The next morning, Elle asks Reet to teach him how to fight with swords. After the parents come and say that the guards took away from the second son, and they ask for help. Then Rit and Red with the injured family go to the guards, where it turns out that the second child was taken away for interrogation. After Red and Elle return to the pharmacy, where they train until dark. Elle tells how an unknown person came to him and gave him an expensive sword. At this time, Rita is attacked by a crowd of robbers. Dannon helps her cope with them. He also reveals that he is looking for Red. Rit, I'll come to the pharmacy, inspects the sword and says that he monitors the location of the owner. The next day, they decide to make a sword for Ella personally. Meanwhile, the Guild of Heroes battles the demon and defeats it. They then find and board the flying ship. The Guardian and the Falcon arrive at the pharmacy and take Elle to the Thieves' Guild. There, the head of the guild talks about a drug that changes the gift. Ella is brought to a meeting of the town's inhabitants. The head of the thieves' squad says that the guards were hiding Adamy. Ella is forced to kill Adamy. Elle cuts the rope, everyone wants their fight. But then suddenly Red appears. He heroically rescues the children and goes into hiding. Albert and members of the thieves' squad come out to fight against Red. Red ends up cutting off Albert's hand. Next, Adamy and Ella are brought to the city meeting. Elle says that he forgives Adamy and encourages people to stop taking drugs. After his words, the people cease to rebel. Afterwards, Rit and Red take a bath together. At this time, the king of the Thieves Guild breaks the contract with the Big Hawk. He turns into a goat, visits Albert, and forces him to sign a contract. The Guild of Heroes is heading to Zoltan to see the man who brews the potions so that he can prepare a potion for them. Ruti wants to visit Zoltan, and so that no one will know that she has the gift of a hero. The cold season is coming to the city. Rit and Red at this time decide to make pocket heating pads, and Red distributes them to the residents of the city. After that, he meets Rita and they walk together in the park under the snow. Ruti, landing on the ground, changes clothes and takes the sword from the goblins. She invents a pseudonym for herself, now her name is Ruru. Having met a guard who demands money, she throws him into the water from the bridge with one hand. In a cafe, Ruthi's assistant and Red meet. They notice that they are not ordinary people with each other. The assistant tells Ruti everything and they decide to feud with him. In the morning, Ruti really wants to see her brother. Meanwhile, a small dragon flies to Red and Rit and leads them to his settlement. There, a local princess discovers an unknown disease, or rather a curse. Red gives her the medicine bag. Ruti meanwhile visits Falcon in jail and asks to make a potion for her. He can't refuse. The next day, Ruti goes to Red's pharmacy. And there they meet, and Ruti immediately throws himself into the arms of his brother. She asks him to return to their guild. But Red says that he found something for which he wants to live. At this time, Rit unexpectedly returns. She asks him what he wants to do. Will he stay with her or not? Red confidently replies that he will stay. But Ruti, unexpectedly for everyone, says that he will also move to Zoltan. Rita is shocked. She talks to Red about how he's better off saving the world. But Red is against it. Ruti, having taken drugs, wants to hurt others, but without drugs, she cannot live normally. In the morning, Red walks around the city with Ruti. They go to the bathhouse. Ruti likes to spend time with her brother. Rit and Ruti go to the bath together. Ruti's assistant comes along with them to follow them. There, Ruti talks about Red as a child, his first battle. Ruti tells her about being jealous of Rit. Ruti's assistant tells everything she knows about her, as something strange is happening to her. They go looking for the prisoner that Ruti freed. Along the way, they meet Dannon. He is glad that he found Red. At dinner, Danone tries to get Red back into the guild, but Red refuses. Then he informs Dannon that Ruti is also here. They head to Ruti, and along the way Dannon tells her story. Ares asks Dannon to escort Red to the pharmacy so that he can return to the squad. After going to the pharmacy, Ares, in a rage, breaks everything in his path. Red runs to Rit and Ruti, where it turns out that Sisson has turned into Danone and now there are two Danones. Rit and Red decide to go into battle with him. Ruti develops an unnamed gift from the drug she has been drinking. Red and Ruti fight the monster eyes, then they find Ares. He invites Ruti to fight the Demon King with him. As a result, Ruti severely injures Ares, but does not kill him. The real Danone fights Ares' new friend. Ares aims a thunder spear at him, then his friend nearly kills Danon. Ares and his friend find sacred swords to defeat the demons. These swords were given by God himself. Meanwhile, Rit, Red, Ruti, and her assistant go looking for Ares. First, Rit kills the guard. They then engage in battle with Ares and his partner. At this time, Danona finds Albert and treats him with a drug. Then Theodora arrives, ties up Rit, and starts fighting Ruti. Winning, Ruti fights Ares' partner and she kills him for good. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like and press the bell so as not to miss new videos. AniMap was with you. Bye everyone.